There we go, we've clicked the live button, we should be ready to go, should be firing up. When does it say going live? Going live right now, fan-dabby-dozy. Guys, it's lovely to see you again. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Beautiful weather here in the UK. I hope it's lovely for you guys too. Barbecues, World Cup. It's going to be a good day tomorrow, isn't it? I will stream at some point, but I really want to watch the footy as well. Today we're going to be going through the event for Inquisitor Martyr. We're going to be talking about the state of the game. We're going to be rambling, waffling, and going through anything and everything we can think of. Now, we'll be doing a video to go through the world event in a bit more detail, so if there's any questions you're left with, that'll be coming out very, very soon, but that's something hopefully for you guys to look forward to. I'm going to be cracking on with my 50 missions today. I've only done 2 thus far, and I really want to get through. I'm not going to be bothering with a leaderboard because I already know I don't have the time to invest for such a thing. But hopefully I can have myself a little bit of fun and save some planets from, well, being destroyed. It does seem at the moment that these bars, I presume, should fill up, and we should be preventing them from filling up, and that will prevent stuff from happening. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go over to the world map and see what we've got going on. Ta-da! Been a very busy day thus far. Been test driving cars, doing other stuff. Do we have one email? Nope, not a lot. Never mind. I thought there might be exciting stuff. If you guys weren't aware, there's been some pretty big changes in terms of skins with this patch. I would really recommend, and I am going to do a skin video, but good lord, some of the new relic skins. I believe the amount of skins in the game has actually doubled. I think it's actually doubled with this patch, which is incredible. We'll go for some demonic incursions. So, how are we all doing? Oh, there we go. I didn't mute myself on Twitch. I've got all of the chats open just in case it doesn't work, because quite often it doesn't work. But this should hopefully work, fingers crossed. So, let's crack on. What should we do? Chaos Legion? Let's do Alpha Legion, so we've got some new enemies. Now, is this all ice? Ice, not ice. Ice, ice, not ice. Okay. Lots and lots of ice maps. I mean, I'm going to be doing a video to talk about my thoughts on this at the moment. I do really like the model of this. I like the concept. It definitely does kind of highlight some of the issues with the open world system at the moment. That being that the map variety is not quite there. It is within the campaign, and this is something that really I don't quite get yet, is that, let's just go ahead and mute you. The map variety is, there's 10 map types, I believe. Yo, how's it going, marching? How is it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yes, so, I mean, at the end of the day, these events will be do X many missions. They're always going to be that, and I think it's completely unrealistic to expect anything else, because developers can't really make content faster than you can consume it, in most cases. This is exactly kind of what I expected, but it just the game underneath the system needs to be refined. I think the actual system itself, the encouragement to play, I'm actually pretty happy with. I think it's pretty cool. You know, save some planets or they die. That's a cool concept, at least. Could the missions have a little bit more imagination go into them? Probably. I would like to see some more unique mission types presented during these things, and I'm hopeful that when it comes to the point that they present us with new mission types, that they are... that reminds me, I still need to use and upgrade my inoculator. I hope that they're presented with this, so that when we do these events, not only is it just kill some stuff, but it is actually... Excuse me, Ragnar. It is actually some new stuff, and we kind of saw that with the weekend one. We kind of saw it, which was okay, but then it was one of the missions we'd already done in the campaign, so it wasn't that fresh and exciting. Whoa. It wasn't that exciting, but it was good. It was good. Generally speaking, oh, hello. Hello. I like his axe. I love his axe. We're going to have a little look at gear in a bit as well, and I'm hoping I can get some more relic gear while we're here, which we can show off, because really, 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 really well done to the developers for the new skins. I think they look sweet. Lots of people were asking for new skins, and we have a bucket ton of new skins. They're all relics, so while you're leveling, I don't know if there's many new ones. Perhaps someone can confirm or deny if that's actually the case. Oh, steady on, steady on. Been very quiet in the chat today, guys. Can we get a little test over in Twitch? Tell me if anything's working. Is everyone busy farming the event? Is that what it is? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I need to put some heal on this inoculator desperately. I think I'll actually probably go into the single target tree to get myself some life on single target kill. That way I can actually rake up a little bit of health regen with this, because right now, test on Twitch. Thank you very much, Andrew. Much appreciated, my friend. And I've settled on a video for today. I've decided what we're going to do, and oh, this is not going to go very well. Let's there we go. Use that thing. Let's get some space. I think I've actually boxed myself into a corner, a literal corner. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. Yes, I am streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. It's heresy, I know. The reason I can do that is because I'm not a Twitch partner. If you're a Twitch partner, they do not take kindly to being two-timed. Whereas if you are like myself and unemoted on Twitch, then it's totally fine. They may change their policy one day, but this is why I'm not a Twitch partner. Because... Oh, should have been paying attention. This is my jam. YouTube is my jam. YouTube is my home. Today's video, though, and I'm hoping it will be a good one. I need to get some permissions first to use some other people's footage. I'm actually going to talk to you about all the content creators that cover this game in detail that I would recommend you guys watch. Because I'd like to promote some other people a little bit, because I think there's some really good minds in this community. I think there's some really good voices. It's something I really mean a lot to me if we can get their sort of subscribers and viewers up a little bit. You know, I think there's many people out there that are better than me, and I'd like some attention and love going to them, and it definitely would have helped me a little bit. And what did help me is I was the only person covering this. I still kind of am on YouTube, at least. There's not many. Frederick, how's it going? Work around endgame difficulty. Well, that's exactly, Carlos, why I made the previous video. The video I just made about endgame difficulty was that simply there wasn't any. Because the difficulty cap at the moment... Excuse me while I just throw my phone across the room. The endgame difficulty is non-existent because the endgame difficulty caps at 1500 and so does the players. Which is why I made that video, to point out that it's a very simple change. All you have to do is just make the endgame difficulty harder than the player. It's really not a hard concept. And I'm not saying that to imply the developers are dumb, but I think it's simply an oversight. I think it's something that the developers overlooked when they capped the difficulty on the planets. They stopped at 1500 and our players stop at 1500, and it doesn't scale sort of properly because if you go for neutral difficulty as you play the game more and more and more, as you get more and more skill points and perks, the game gets progressively easier. So when you start off the game, you sort of normal is fairly tough and challenging, and then hard gets a little bit easier, plus 50 gets easy, and then the next difficulty gets easier, and before you know it, you're doing impossible missions and you're finding them very easy. But at the end game, the most I've got is 1536 here. Most I've got there, I've not even got a 1500. Now, I could bump up my power rating if I want, but I'm purposefully not doing it so I can still find the game a little bit more challenging. And I shouldn't really have to do that. I really should be able to race toward the end and go from there. But that's just my thoughts. I mean, there's lots of difficulty options, Frederick, absolutely. Absolutely. There's loads of different ways they could make this a little bit more challenging. They can do... Oh, I mean, let's be fair. The Warzone feature will introduce some difficulty challenges. I really hope the difficulty doesn't stop at 1500, though. I really hope it goes a bit higher. So that's definitely a thing. But there's different ways of doing it. You could have ever-increasing difficulty. You could have enemies with more mechanics. There's lots and lots of... Please go away. I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're actually going to go options audio. I'm going to turn the speech off because all I do is just mute her every time. And I don't really mind if I don't hear my assassin for a little bit. I really don't mind. There's lots of different ways about it, but it's certainly a fact at the moment that the players that are playing the game casually are, I think, fairly happy with the... You know, they're not running out of stuff to do, but anyone that was smart... I don't mean this to imply anyone that didn't abuse the meme virus has done, but anyone that was smart enough to realise how to abuse a meme virus to level up. And let's face it, if it gives players a mechanic where they can level up super fast, most of them will do that, even if it means they get bored faster as a result. You know, I did it too, because I wanted to have a high-level character that I could do videos with. But as a result, I've run out of stuff to do very, very quickly. I've got the maximum gear I want to get. I don't actually want to level up my gear any higher because it's going to make the game even easier. And that's a weird, weird place. But that's why I made the last video. And let me make something perfectly clear here, because there's several and lots of people that said, I disagree with you, Hydra, we should not have lots of damage inflation and extra tiers of gear. I never said that. I never once said that in the video. I said extra tiers would be an option. And I said primals, I think, would be an option because, in my view, relics are too quick to get. We're going to do a video about how they're too quick to get. And it seems, and I could be wrong, it seems that quite a few people don't get them the same way. Let me try and make sense of that. If you use the right tarot mission if you use the right tarot mission combination, you can get 9 relics a mission, which is ridiculous. And the things are that, like, power rating is your primary stat in this game, so you do get 1500 power rating exceptionally fast. But the thing is even if you introduce, in my mind anyway, if you introduce a primal version of a relic, which is just a max roll version, it's not going to say it's OP in terms of damage. Let's say you did a 1 in 50 relic drops were primal, or whatever canon word you want to call it. Out of the other 49 of them that dropped for you, chances are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them would be incredibly close in terms of damage numbers, within 1 or 2%. So you're looking at a very, very tiny increase in damage, but it's just at a slight convenience of when you re-roll it, you know it's going to re-roll to a max value. So it's just going to make the gearing process for min-maxing actually a little bit easier. What it's not going to do is give you a massive amount of damage inflation, which I think a lot of people were worried I was asking for. I actually made an entire video saying why I think damage inflation for this game would be a bad thing, because then you do end up with Diablo 3. Like, Diablo, I hate comparing, but the game is marketed as being like Diablo 3, so it's really hard not to make comparisons, but D3's inflation was ridiculous. Like, every time a player can get 100% extra damage, then you kind of need a difficulty adjustable modifier to make that actually work, which is fine. That's why they had like their 13 different difficulty settings, and that's why it ranges from really struggling to everything dies in one hit, which is kind of okay, but I've actually lost what I'm saying now. Let's have a drink. Sorry, I've had a couple of beers for lunch, so if I waffle today a bit more, and if I go off on one, apologies. You're not even reached 14, my friend. You've got a long way to go. I really hope you enjoy the campaign. I really hope you enjoy the campaign. I think you will. I think most people would enjoy the campaign within this game. Not everyone, absolutely. I think most people would. Depends on the campaign delivery system that you like. If you don't like heavy dialogue-based delivery systems, I don't think you're going to really like this game that much. But I really don't think you should be playing an ARPG and expecting anything else. I can't think of a better story within an ARPG that I've played, and that will probably trigger some people. I really contest anyone that says Diablo 3 has a better story. Like, it was uneventful, unexciting. The thing I did like is a lot of the dialogue was presented in a way when you were still playing, you could get the dialogue. It meant you kind of didn't listen, but in Martyr you do have to stand still quite a lot to absorb it. That is one thing I'm not a massive fan of, because a lot of people will just not want to stand still and be that patient. I get that. Okay. You're getting old, Frederick. Oh, no, Pank. I don't know if Frederick's getting old, but Pank's getting old. Yeah, I kind of felt that Diablo 3's story was very generic, and not in a bad way. Like, it never really wanted to be this magical narrative experience. It just wanted to be something somewhat consistent with the Diablo universe. And it's fine, it did that okay. It wasn't a bad story, it just wasn't a good story. It was just, you know, it was all right. I feel like there's more The plot twists and turns in this and the events I found a little bit more engaging, probably because I'm a bit of a 40k fan. But, you know, like when it turns out that, oh, you're actually a son of a demon boy, not in this, in Diablo, it's sort of like, oh, come on, like every ARPG has done that. Whereas I like the idea in this game that you've been mind scrubbed. I'm not going to try and do any spoilers here, but I like the idea that you've been mind scrubbed, and that's why your past is a little bit mysterious, and that's really cool because it gives you that flexibility to, you know, it gives you that space to have some imagination. I really like that. I really like that touch. Thank you very much, Obi, for spamming that. Sig, how's it going, my man? How goes the Purge? The Purge is going all right. Purge is going all right, just chilling, really. Need some more sustain on this build. Need that 10% health on single target kill, I think. I'm just doing some lazy farming at the moment. This is just potato farming right now. Just chilling, not paying a lot of attention, just bish bash bosh. Do some missions, press the exit button. Horus, how's it going? Yeah, 40k is the reason you're buying this game. Fair cop. Fair cop. Fair cop. Little shout out for Obi there. Doing the Emperor's work, managing the Discord. He's a very, very active patron. Managing Discords and doing all sorts of bits and bobs. Thinking about problems before I've encountered problems. Being a problem solver. A preemptive problem solver, and that's always appreciated. Deflect against melee, critical combo, blah, blah, blah. So not a lot of relics from that. That's a normal mission, though. Did get 10 fate, which isn't too shabby. Let's crack on and do some more. 4 out of 50. Good lord. So what would be nice is to see some of the new mission types. I think there's one spangly new one. Hunt, data hunt, panic room, data hunt. I really like data hunt. Is not something I like. No, thank you. I'll do that hunt over there. Indeedy, indeedy. I think a lot of people will buy this just because it's 40k. And I think those people will be somewhat happy. I think there is actually quite an easy test to tell if someone's going to like this game or not. And tell me if you think I'm right or wrong, but I think if someone comes to this game... If someone comes to this game and they want it to be the next Diablo, their next Diablo, if you've listened to the marketing, if you've listened to, I don't know, Riker's video that says Diablo in space, you're probably going to think it's a bit like Diablo. And if you come to this with that expectation, I think you're going to be unhappy. That is, I think if you're wanting anything else, you're probably going to be okay. But if that is your specific goal, that you want this to be the next Path of Exile, Diablo 3 in your life, I think you'll be disappointed because it doesn't fit the same shoes. It's like, fuck shoes, I'm wearing sandals. You know, it just does a different thing. It doesn't want to be like Diablo. Problem is they keep marketing it as being like Diablo. I get that, though. I get that. The thing is from a casual player point of view, and let's face it, casual players make up the predominance of the player base. It is a bit like Diablo. If you're speaking to, like, say I was speaking to my girlfriend about this game and I was trying to tell her what the game's like, well, we once played Diablo on the couch co-op on the console. So I would say to her, you remember Diablo? Yeah, it was a bit like that. But the thing is she never played a season, she never got to end game, she was just holding a controller mashing buttons. And from her point of view, it is like Diablo. But from anyone that genuinely played that game, it's not like Diablo at all. It doesn't want to be like Diablo, it shouldn't be like Diablo, and yet it's marketed as being like Diablo. So I don't mind those people being disappointed, because they should be. They're not really being lied to, but they are being misled. Yeah, I know, Mojo, I know. We will be talking about it a bit. The reason being, it's always a hot topic. It's always a hot topic. I came under a little bit of fire for, I say a little bit of fire. A lot of people were saying that they disagreed with having more item tiers within this game, or primal variants of the current weapons, and I was providing an argument as to why I think it is actually something that Diablo did well. I think the itemization in Diablo was bad because the damage inflation was too big, but damage inflation's not in this game, and I do think there could be another tier quite easily without having the same problems D3 did. But there you go. So we've got some questions coming in. Yeah, exactly. Assassiva's got a very good summary here. This is an ARPG for 40k fans. It doesn't really feel and play like an ARPG for ARPG fans. And I'm not saying that some people won't enjoy it, that were, you know, ARPG fans, but I actually think... Oh, let's get some healing in. I actually think that most people that really love this game that I've talked to actually didn't like Diablo. And I really want to do a survey to see if I'm right, but it is my honest belief right now that the players that love this game genuinely, and for the most part, consist of players that disliked Diablo, for the reasons I hope that I've made clear over the past sort of year or so. Exactly, they said a new evolution. I can see why people contest that though, because in terms of mechanics and combat and things like that, in many respects, it is simpler. Let me get this straight though. The optimization of your character in this game is far more complex than Diablo had, in my view. The way you can use and integrate perks and things like that, I found Diablo's system a little bit more user-friendly. But the actual gameplay of this and the mechanics and all of that, it is simpler. You can't deny that. I think the combat of this game is far simpler. There's less to remember, there's less of a learning curve. I think the game is much more beginner-friendly. With the exception how to optimize a weapon. But the benefit is you can't really go too far wrong. Well, you can, but you can go less wrong than you could in Diablo. But there you go. You had early access for Diablo. There you go. Boop. Oh, get knocked down. But does he get up again? Oh, I died. Wow, I should pay attention. I am bad. I am bad. How's the volume doing, by the way? You love the game and you're not a fan of Diablo 3. Hatso is proving the point well. I don't know if that holds true for everyone, but okay. Yeah, bars being filled. The bars were never full for me. Oh, piece of candy over here. Let's apply some vulnerability. What's going on over there? Are those mines? What's this? Oh, cool. Does it do a lot? Oh, wow, that hurts a lot. Okay, that's cool. Don't know where that came from. Mines out the sky. I don't really want to pull this pack, but I do really want a void shield. And I know the left does more damage, but I just like using the right click every now and again. And I see someone up there was using the bolter build and they were finding it very useful. I'm super glad, my friend. I'm really glad. Well, should be paying attention here. I'm reading the chat while playing. What's going on there? What are you shooting at? Were you mad, bruh? Okay. Guy spams mines. Good to know. I didn't even realise that. What are the event's objectives? For the individual, it's to do 50 missions. For the roleplay, it is to save a bunch of planets by basically doing more than the incursion does. And I think it's pretty satisfactory. There will be people that will be like, nah, this is not good. This is something that's going to happen very often. I think if your expectations are that this is going to be... There are definitely improvements to make, don't get me wrong. But I do think expectations need to be somewhat realistic here. And I really need to pay actual attention. Rip. Rip, rip, rip. Be gone, Caius. I actually need to pay attention here. Flamers do hurt Assassin a lot. Diablo 2 as well, back at the top. I think D3 on console had some wonderful co-op, couch co-op. I think that was one of its best features. Why am I not using inoculators? I don't have heal on it, and every single time I forget. Every single time. So what I'm going to do right now is go and change my inoculator. Right now. I'm going to do it right now because I've done about 100 missions, I think, with an inoculator that doesn't heal me and just gives me critical hit, which is lovely and all, but Paul in, how's it going, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bish bash bosh, there we go, another 10 fate, lovely jubbly, and let's go change the inoculator, but I don't think this one has heals. No, it doesn't. No heals at all, so this is basically just a buff. Do I need one with heals? To be fair, I don't really think I do. It's just the build I've made is more geared to fighting from cover, and right now I'm being too lazy to use the cover. We'll use a sniper rifle for a round and see how that goes. I tell you what we'll use instead. We'll use 2 bolt pistols because they're way more awesome, way more cool. You could even say gangster. Right, we're going to pop all of those there. shimmity shimmity shim, and I'm looking out for this. I still need loads of explosive barrels, but once I get this, I'm going to transfer some bits and bobs from over here to over there. I'm going to take probably these points. I like this and I like this, but this really needs to be there. I tell you what, let's use a mind reset and do that now, because that extra sustain will help. I think, although I like that, it just gives you a bit better cooldown when you're killing stuff quickly. And I like that. And I like that. But I think that is just much, much better. And we're one short. But that's fine. Because we'll take... Where can we get a point back? Where can we actually get a point back? I mean, we could take... No, I actually like that one. And I like that one too. Critical strength for every debuff effect on the target. That's actually quite a nice one. If you can stack a lot of debuffs, that is pretty good. Especially if you're rocking... Yeah, certainly. Do I like Grim Dawn? That's a good question. Yeah, I kind of do. It's all right. We can take some points out of here. Gotcha. Right. Mind reset. There we go. Character, skills, ranged combat. We can take one or two of these out. No problem. And yeah, we're just going to take a load out of here, actually. We're going to go bish, bash, bosh, bosh, bosh. We want all that juicy critical hit. Damage with armor piercing and armor breaking, 7% is pretty good. Then the reload is handy. I can save those points, and that one's quite nice. I think that is worth getting. And I'm not going to use rapid fire, and I'm not going to use that. So we'll save those points. We'll go back to single target. And I think that's a definite yes. And I think probably that one and that one are what I will go for. Because that's just that little bit of extra. Or if we go over here, no, we'll go for these. 5% damage, 5.5% damage even. That looks good. Let's roll. Now we've got some sustain. Well, I kind of did. Oh, okay, we've been sent an inoculator. We've been sent an inoculator by the glorious Horus. That looks kind of cool. Okay, so that's got buffs as well. Nice, thank you, my friend. Retrieve item. Back to the inoculator. I didn't forget, I just don't have a better one. Right, over to here. Let's bring up the doodah. Where do you go? Oh, I got loads of bolt pistols. Or are these the same ones? 101? 111. Okay, so those are real things. What do we have here? Anything better? Critical strength. Range damage, critical strength. Critical hit strength. I mean, I could re-roll some of this. Loads of critical hit strength coming in there. I need some critical hit chance. We'll do that another time. We don't want to sit here and do a min-max stream. And now, where did the inoculator go? Where, oh where? I can't actually see it. Sort by rarity. There we go. Right. There it is. It's so beautiful when you do it like this. It's so beautiful and pretty. Right. And we're going to upgrade his relic as well. We're going to make it super special and awesome. Boop. So we're going to go fusion, and this is how you use the fusion system. Go to your current gear, put that inoculator in there, and now I can go to my inventory, boop, and I can take one of these weapons that I probably won't need, like one of these many power swords, and shove one of them in there, or one of the needlers, because I'm not going to use them much. I like the random vulnerability. I think that's a really cool idea, because every hit does one. So you stack up loads of vulnerabilities very quick, and then you can use that with the extra crit percentage to do some more damage. But right now, dot builds are not in a great place. Not in a great place. So I don't really like the needle right now. Oh, we got two of those. And we got... Yeah, that'll do. Boop. There we go. Fusion. And now we've got... Yeah. One resistance and all movement. So, I mean, it's barely worth writing home about, but hey, it's fine. Better than nothing. So we're going to restore 10% of health, 10% of health. I think that's pretty reasonable. Boost all damage by 10 and damage by 10. I'm going to go for crit for 20 seconds. I'm going to go for crit for 20 seconds again. 3 charges. It's not a lot of charges, but it's 20 seconds of crit, and I do like that. And, I mean, 200% damage. I mean, that's pretty cool. You could definitely use that before doing, like, an aim shot and just go to town. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to rock with crits for now, because crit does things. And let's go up here. Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day. I'm in a really good mood at the moment. I actually just put a deposit down on a car. My insurance payment comes out soon after my car crash 2 weeks ago. Now I have another vehicle, which I'm happy about. It's a big weight off your mind when you're worried about actually how you're going to travel to work and such, and then you get it all sorted, and it's sort of a big sigh of relief. Just crack on with my life now, which is good. Get back to making videos. Back to making videos. Even, a little bit of good news, shuffling my work schedule around so I can spend more time making videos, which is really cool. I never thought I'd be able to do this in a million years, but thanks to people like Obi and the patrons, I can actually afford to shuffle my work around a little bit and spend a bit of time prioritising videos, which is amazing. Like, what a fucking dream. What an absolute dream. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not full-time. That's not going to happen anytime this decade, I think, but let's boop. There we go. Get that extra life coming in. Let's rush some missions. Oh dear, backing out. Yep. Nothing worse than a bumper bash, a cheeky bumper bash. It always makes you feel bad when it's a bumper bash, because you know you shouldn't have done it. You know it's avoidable. Just need to... It's one of those things. It happens. Come on. There we go. I need to get these explosive barrels. Oh. Dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, dodging. Boop. Need to get some of those. Okay. Does this look stressful? It feels a bit stressful. Not taking a lot of damage. Difficulty's fairly high. The health regen is ridiculous, though. The health regen is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's just... I feel like 10%'s a little too strong on this, but... I mean, I guess when you start pumping the difficulty up, it's probably not so bad. Let's use the inoculator here. Ha! Rip. Wow. That's a thing. Let's summon some Vembots. So much DACA going on. Wow, even the 1080 Ti is having problems here. The 1080 Ti is saying, help, help, help. Okay. Ah, that's better. Peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. Yeah, I know, Horus. Sometimes the smallest things on cars cost the most to fix. It's ridiculous. Ah, I see you there, trap. I spotted you. Foiled your trap. Can I get some more life, please? I'm just using rapid fire because, well, I just like the aesthetics of it. It's not as efficient to use. Okay, we're actually going to use an inoculator. This is ridiculous. The in-game engine's having some troubles here, I think. The game frames are dropping a little bit. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if a 580 was struggling a little bit. I mean, I was playing on a 480 and that was not having a fun time. It could have been happier. Definitely could. I tell you what, my life has been so much better since I've taken the voice off. Like, I like the in-game dialogues, but only in the campaign. I really don't see them as being that enjoyable within this setting. DACA. Right. Where's it? Oh, it's a long walk for the last one. I guess we can rush through. Oh! Okay. Oh, let's just go. Set the trap off. Now, I need one of those rooms with about 30 explosive barrels. That would help. I guess we could kill the occasional enemy for a little bit of life back. That's probably not a bad idea. And to prevent the frames from going too bad. Good lord. Is it me, or has this map got worse for frames? I think it actually has. Oh, we've got to kill this guy. Oh, I've got to miss him with every ability. Rip me. Nope. Screw it. No. No, he got crushed. Rip me. Guide of the Psyker. The Psyker stuff is coming, my friend, I promise. Psyker stuff is en route. I've got one leveled and ready to go. I need to do what I'll do a Psyker build tomorrow. How about that? Psyker build tomorrow confirmed. Because I do need to do some Psyker builds. Although I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to do the boring meta stuff that is just... I'm actually going the wrong way. What an absolute potato. What an absolute scrub. Yeah, I agree with you. Grenade launcher absolutely sucks. Damage is just very underwhelming. You might be able to spec into some builds where the AoE damage does extra damage based on the amount of targets it hits, and maybe that's a way to make it viable. But I've always struggled to make that weapon comparable to anything else. And I don't think I'm terrible at making builds, so for me the grenade launcher has some problems, even if people love it. And, you know, that's fine if they do. It's just, I don't think it's that great. Yep, 50-50-50. It's worth doing a Psyker. It's worth playing with a Psyker, just so you've seen it, you know, so you know what to expect. I do think the Psyker is pretty enjoyable. He's definitely hampered right now by sort of, I wouldn't go so far as poor balance. Oh, let's get some music going on. No music. Rip the music. Okay, never mind. We don't need music. No Name. Hello, No Name. How's it going? Okay. Daka confirmed. Turn the... Oh, my word. Okay, maybe we need to clear out some trash. I mean, I could go ahead, but I really want to kill... I really want to kill the champion dude. Okay, there we go. I know I need to remember that I've got 20% damage reduction while in cover, which is absolutely massive. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. There we go. Finally. Boop. Nice and easy to actually kill. Ta-da! Guys, the Holy Emperor of Mankind is here. What's up, my man? Various, how's it going? The game is headed for something serious. So right now we have one subsector, things are easy. When there are two subsectors and both having the event at the same time, things will go south. That's not how things work, Various. That's not how things work. The events move forward with time in a linear fashion. So you won't have an event in every subsector opening at the same time. It will be... Now, how they play catch-up is going to be interesting. That is something I'm still very curious about. Yeah, the bolt pistol does serious work. Serious work. If we go to the star map, because I am very curious... Oh, heavy flame, I'll take some of that. Oh, I tell you what we could use. We could definitely use some... Where's my destruction amplifications? Right, let's wander over here for a second. Because this is something I've used a lot, because these events start and then they stop, and they start and they stop, and then what's going to happen is with the war zone opens up, and this area here will be converted into the war zone. And then, now this is me speculating that the war zone will close, because that's when the next subsector opens up. But at that point, the narrative moves to the next subsector, and the events that start next will be in the next subsector. So, not even the next subsector, the next sector. So... If we go from there, right, we're going to be done with this. We're going to be done with all of this after the war zone. All of that will be irrelevant. How will they move us into the next area? So once the war zone's completed, we'll either go here. Oh, well, it's already predetermined. You can see on that line there, we're going to go here. And everything in there, I don't know what they're going to do to new players to bring them from there to here quickly, although... Well, I just don't know. I wonder if they'll change the XP rates after a system, or the power rating, or maybe if they just want people to play through and they'll leave the war zone running so people can still contribute. I don't know. My expectation's actually that the war zone will close. It's interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, some of the rerolls are broken at the moment. That is confirmed. Plenty of bugs. But yes, the events that come up will always be tied to the current narrative of the game, which as far as I'm aware, is going to move forward as one unit. So they're trying to keep everyone on the same page. How they get new players onto the same page as people that have had the game for a year, I have no idea how they're going to do that. I'm really curious, and I think, I mean, I kind of asked them, but it's too early for that sort of thing right now. They're not going to talk about the specifics of it. Right, let's tick and... Well, we just did that one. What else have we got? Panic Room? Any different mobs? So what have we got? Chaos Legion Vanguard. Well, let's go Demonic. That's slightly easier. Tell me you can replay missions with tanks, Imperial Knights against... there is no replay. I mean, I will be honest, if you gave me the option of replaying the vehicle missions, I would avoid it like the plague. Yep, Obi's got it on. He's nailed it there. Some relics are dropping without relic perks. Some of them have enchants, some of them don't. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I don't know. I don't think every relic is supposed to have one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Flawed. I'm not sure, because that's always been the way before. I wouldn't be surprised if it's intentional. Although, if it is intentional, I think we have to have a little chat with them about, you know, about how players are going to view the item. Because it's already quite hard to get the enchantments you want. And I know I've just made a video saying it's too easy to get stuff. It's too easy, in my view, to get the high level of gear. Granted, you have to get access to a certain couple of tarot cards and use one of the double item find items. But when you do that, you do get 9 relics a go. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. And you can just ask your friends for loads of gear. What do you guys think about Bind on Equip? I kind of feel like Bind on Equip should be a thing. Because giving everyone hand-me-downs is kind of... I don't really think it's... I think there's enough items in the game already. I'm okay with trading, don't get me wrong, and I'm okay with giving items to people. But hand-me-downs that aren't Bind on Equip, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence with this one. I know a lot of people would hate me for saying it, because anything that makes gearing harder generally goes down badly. But I'm just a little concerned that it's making you just fly through the game. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, 1 in 10. Okay. Well, it's fair enough if you like hand-me-downs, my friend. I just kind of, because I've got a big community, there is a lot of hand-me-downs going around. Obviously, I'm getting a few more because I'm the streamer of the group, but it means that you can kit people out very, very quickly if you've got friends, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay, but there is some danger with that too, because then you have to have something for that player to do if they've been kitted out instantly, you know? It's why I think always like the highest tier of items within a game generally is bind on pickup. I'm not saying this game needs that, but I'm just saying that that's a common mechanic used within many games, so that the very, very highest tier of weapon cannot be sort of used as a hand-me-down. But there you go. Yeah, that's fair enough, Jacob. I mean, there is an argument for that, absolutely. Not everyone has the same amount of time, but I do think that even if you only play this game 2 hours a week, even once you hit endgame, you could use that 2 hours. Now, granted, you'd have to have enough fate to do this, but you could get 10, 15 relics in that 2 hours quite easily. I don't know as you really need to be given another 20 or 30 by someone else, which is a possibility anyway. I'm just being cautious on this right now. I'm trying to spot what's making people, and it's unquestionable, and you cannot deny that the majority of players play this game for a week or two, and then they disappear. And that's kind of been the ongoing theme of the alpha, the beta, and heck, even the launch. And for me anyway, my view, and this is only based on hunches and reading forums and, you know, a lot of guesswork, is that I just think people get bored they run out of stuff to do. Which is why I made that previous video. I just wanted to sort of spark a conversation about what people wanted to do. You know, what people were getting bored of and what they liked the idea of, and, you know, and bits and bobs like that. But I think the game has a lovely foundation, and when I give feedback, it often gets misinterpreted that I don't like the game. It's actually, I love the game, which is why I give feedback on it, because I actually want to help the developers in any way I can, even if it's just giving an opinion that gives other people a chance to give their opinion. It's not really the end of the world if the developers disagree with me. It's not even a problem at all. If everyone gives their view and the developers think about it, and it's mainly about identifying problems. That's kind of why I give my views. Like, if the developers can think about what people are unhappy with, then, you know, they get a chance to address it. But I think sometimes there are things people are unhappy with, and there's a little bit of misdirection with criticism, like the current event. I think I see quite a few Steam comments that the event is really boring, and I kind of think that what the player, and I'm not trying to put words in their mouth, oh hello, but I kind of feel like they're just saying, well, the open world is boring, because that's kind of all the event is just a way of making you do the open world. I think the actual event itself is pretty clever. It's just, it highlights that the game doesn't have a lot of content. Dungeon mechanic, floors, areas, progressively harder, flawed, I agree, I completely agree. We need the game to be challenging players and allow something that gets progressively more difficult, which is what the Warzone is hopefully going to do. But I do think, and this is what I tried to hint at in the last video, is that before that Warzone hits, I think there needs to be something during the leveling phase. I guess you could argue the Cathedral is aiming to do that, but for me it's a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem because, you know, you're basically banking on people not getting bored, and I think what the evidence shows is that even a 4-week wait is a bit too long for people to be leveling without anything else to do. Not for everyone, obviously not for everyone. Some people are still leveling, and that's totally fine. But I do think you need to cater towards the people that are going to play this game a lot. And there's a lot of people that want to play the game hardcore and are really struggling right now to do so. Like the streamers. I mean, try being a streamer for this game. What you're doing is the same missions day in, day out, trying to find something or some way to entertain yourself. And every streamer I've spoken to has echoed this, where they're struggling. They're struggling to find stuff to stream, to talk about, to do. It just ends up as moaning about bugs. And you can't really help that, but there's just nothing else to do. You can try new builds. That's kind of like what streamers are having to do to keep themselves and the viewers entertained. Just try new builds, because there's nothing challenge-based right now. So I think that's where we need to look for some potential avenues for improvement. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Lots of different ways to improve this game, lots of different angles you could take. The narrative experience is definitely a big Brucey bonus to the game. You could definitely just say, well, hey, let's just do loads of narrative stuff. But, I mean, they've only got so many writers, so you have to do some other stuff other than writing. You know, you have to make graphical things, enemy things, special bosses, yeah. I mean, Pauline Oculto. Is that Spanish? Is your name Spanish, my friend? I mean, it's a good point. You need bosses with a challenge. Like, it's not currently a thing within this game that bosses with challenges, they just don't exist. Boop, let's take one of those. And let's use some damage destruction amplification. It's just going to make the missions a little bit easier. And let's go for just a standard sniper now. We can critical hit shocks a target. Oh, let's go for shotgun. Screw it. Why not? Why not? And we'll go for... Crack on. We'll just crack on. Portuguese. Ah, wicked, my friend. Wicked. I love Portugal. I've only been there once. Nicest watermelons in the world. And that's not an innuendo. Just your watermelons were amazing. So juicy. So much flavour. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And very, very good eggs. Very, very good eggs. Lovely people too, actually. Lovely people. Very welcoming. Very, very welcoming. I need to go back and I need to actually see the non-touristy bit. Every Portuguese person I meet, whenever you say you might go to Lisbon, whenever you say you might go to the Algarve, their eyes roll and they say, why? Why would you go there? It's just where all the dirty Brits go. It's where us dirty Brits like to go for a cheap sunny holiday. Right, let's roll. What's going on in the chat, guys? First character with 800 extra fate. Good. So, I need to actually have a see. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. Where's the armor? Oh, lol. Boosh. I mean, the slow rate of fire is quite nice. Doesn't sound... Still something about the game's sound for this weapon that I think sounds very suppressed. It sounds like this has got a muzzler on it. And it doesn't, there's no bang. There's no bang. It sounds bosom, bosom, bosom. You know, there's something not quite right with that sound for me. It's not terrible, but it's always actually been the one single thing that puts me off of this. Call me mad, but I love a good sound effect if I'm using a weapon. How do you guys feel about the shotgun? Oh! I mean, the rate of fire definitely could be something I would work on. And you could probably build into it a little bit. Not ballsy enough. I think it just lacks a bang. I think that's all it is. It just lacks a little bit of a bang because it's more of a boom. Let's get some healing going on. And let's see what that does. That's moderate damage. That's moderate damage. I don't think I actually used my destruction amplification here. I am such a noob. There we go. Oh, she's going to explode. 5 M-bots. Rip. Rip you. Looking forward to the camera as well. The bolter has the best sound effect in any video game. That's a pretty big claim, my friend. I quite like the bolter sound. I'm not big on the little clang that's in there. I'm not quite sure what it is. But if I knew more about the cannon of a bolter, I mean, it's a rocket, essentially a self-propelling rocket that's kind of like fired out. Maybe it would make more sense if I read about it, but there's a little clang in there that I always find sort of sounds a bit odd to me. It sounds like someone's jingling their car keys while firing a gun. The bolter sound in Space Marine had good sound, but it was a first-person game, and I think you do have to respect that first-person sounds should sound different to a top-down camera sounds. And I think that's something to factor in, like, there should be a little bit less or a little bit more distortion, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Vulcan cannon. I mean, I think you could probably argue that currently the autogun sounds a lot like the Vulcan cannon. It sounds like I'm going to get one soon. You made a shotgun build really fun and powerful. Nice. This is just a very generic physical range build right now. So nothing special, just... Yeah, I mean, some of the issues I've got with this right now is it just seems to lack a little bit of a punch. Although that being said, I am just using abilities at random. I don't even know which one's the armor penetrating. It looks... It's the right click. I think so anyway. Let's have a see. We'll come back for you in a moment. So that's the long range one. One... I don't know what one... One is the man-stopper pushback, I think. We shall see. Yeah, I don't mind this weapon, but it's not one I would say I love. But it's pretty cool. It's one that I would love if it had a really, really good sound effect. I swear this had an armor pen one. Single target knockdown, knockback. I swear it had like a slug shot that was armor penetrating. Oh, it's got a piercing one. It's only got piercing, not armor piercing. Weak versus armoured. Yep, no armour pen on that at all. No wonder. No wonder the Special Marines are taking a while to take down. There you go. Having said that, that was actually quite satisfying. Die! Spawn of Satan! Okay. Can't really sit there and stomach a flamer. Douche, douche, douche. Douche, douche, douche. Why won't you die? That's not very nice when your gun goes through an enemy, is it? Always looks a little bit naff. Right, let's run on. I'm not feeling the shotgun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've let you down here, but... Kind of good for blasting doors open, though, I guess. Right. Bosh and bosh. What else should we ramble about today? So disappointed with the chainsword. Is it the actual physical balancing of the chainsword that disappoints you, or is it the... Aha! Lovely jubbly. Is it the actual sounds? Because for me, I think that it's got a few problems with it, actually. I think, oh, there's a lot of enemies here. I think the chainsword has both the issue of not being as good in terms of power and being a little bit janky to use. Targeting of the demo armor. Yeah, missiles in the opposite direction. That's always a good one. That's always a good one. Gotta love that bug. Sniper rifle likes doing that too. Easy. Is that a trap? No, I thought I saw a trap cable. I'm gonna leave that, man. Skipping enemies for the win. We'll try using it on autogun, I think, soon. Which would be cool. There's still a moderate amount of damage coming out. Definitely miss my perk where I had a little bit more adrenaline coming in. There we go. There we go. Yeah, let's have a look. I'll see if I've got a chainsword, actually. I mean, I could swap over to the Crusader for a few rounds, I guess. Ooh, and a survival enchant. Oh, happy days. Aha, a grav gun. Let's see if this one has a skin. Grav gun. Grav guns are still invisible. Goody gumdrops. Now, I have to say, let's have a quick check of the skins. Because I think I've only got a couple. But the skins in this game. Let's do this now. Let's do this now. Do I need to pass any of these weapons over? What can we give to the Crusader? That'll do. I tell you what, we'll go and get some good weapons on the Crusader quickly. If we just go over to here and we put an extreme fortune, boop, boop. There we go. It'll be a kind of a waste, but it'll be fun at the same time, and we'll get some cool weapons with the Crusader. Yeah, greatswords have a lot going for them in terms of stuff to work through, and I had made some previous build videos and such where we went through all of the weapons in the game and we talked about having some weapons that just don't have enough stuff going on. This guy's been stripped naked. I tell you what, we'll just give him any old bits and bobs. Channeled, skill damage, there. Physical damage, that'll do. Main implant, sure. Suppression, virtue. Crit hit, crit chance, strength against enemies by slow. Nah, that's no good. Purity seal, yep, sounds good. Personal teleporter, why not? Why not? And what do we need? Some of those other bits. Oh, I'm going to have to go back on the assassin, aren't I? I'm actually going to have to go back on. Now, do we have any new skins for these items? It doesn't... Oh, wow, look at that. God damn, that looks cool. Shame I hate the weapon, but hey, it's worth it. Chainsword, cool skin. Meh, kind of cool skin. I mean, the armor's looking bitch in here. The armor is looking sweet. And I think we've got that. I mean, that still looks pretty horrible. We've got that one. Oh my word, that one. Let's keep using this, actually. I am a boss in this armor. Just quick check of the others. That is hideous. In terms of color schemes, at least. Right, let's go back to that. Looking good. Oh my word, looking good, my friend. Yeah, that's got to stay. Now, what can we use here? Whoa, no, that's not as good as it could be. Eviscerator. Swing, swing, swing. Las pistols, I think not. Autogun. Looks cool, but no. Nice armor. Yeah, tell me about it, Charles. There's been some really nice skin changes in this. I think we'll go for... Now, if we look at... there we go. So we're missing one item. That one? Nope. What are we missing? We're missing a neural implant? No, not the neural. We're missing that one, the eyepiece. There we go, eye implant. That'll do. We'll just go for this level. Grav gun. Aha, that grav gun's got a skin. Great axe. That's looking pretty good. I mean, that is a cool great axe. It's ginormous. What else do we have that looks good? Power sword. Doesn't look particularly impressive. Storm shield. I'm just giving you guys a little showcase here. I mean, that looks cool. You got to be real here. That looks cool. Got my little halo as well. Insert Beyonce singing right here. Great axe. We just did that one. I think I'm just going through stuff I've already done. Heavy bolter. Does not look heavy enough in my view. Plasma gun. Yeah, all right, I guess. Could be better. Sentinel armor. Last one. Ah. Oh, well, I get a cool cape at least with this one. That's pretty cool. But nowhere near as cool as that. Damn Skippy. Right, let's go with a auto gun and sod it. That'll do. That'll do. No, actually, let's go Thunderhammer. Thunderhammer. We'll make a quick Thunderhammer build and equip an inoculator. Let's do it. Equip some of these. Right, we're going to go for that. We're going to go for... what are we going to use? I'm a little bit confused. Thunderhammer, is that one better? Kills trigger a shock aura. That's kind of cool. Critical hit chance, I think I'll go with instead. Right. Oh, wow. Danger mallet. That's pretty hideous. Oh, my word, that colour. Okay, where's the inoculator? Maybe we should do a level without an inoculator. Ah, there we go. Doesn't have a heal. Don't even care. Right, let's do some skills quickly. Range, close, skills, critical. Critical's always good. Hit points, always nice to have these. Every 10 health, the character regains 1 suppression. Okay, I think I know where we can go with this. We're going to take these off. We're going to get this one. Heals the character for 1 hit point for every 10 suppression point gained. We're going to go for that. And we're going to go into... We're going to go into the debuff tree, and I think we're going to go down here. 10% of suppression resist when stunning or knocking down opponents. I'm going to rock with that. Single target, I mean, that's going to be kind of useful. This is going to have a lot of sustain. It's going to have a lot of sustain, but we need some of this. That never works, so it's not really worth getting right now. Those two are pretty good, and that one's pretty good too. So what else where can we pick up some points? That one I think we need. We can definitely take away the cover. We don't need that. So we'll go here and here. Damage reduction in armor, 20%. Just makes sense. Standard stuff. So we've got 10 points. Okay. So we'll go back to range combat. We'll reset that one too. If we go back to close, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and do we have even combo? I don't even know if we do. 20% move speed. I will go for that, even though it doesn't proc half the time. And spend that. And what else are we going to get, guys? Movement is quite nice. I mean, there's some good movement stuff in here for cooldowns. Dropping below reduces the cooldown of movement skills, for example. Dealing critical hits reduces the cooldown is also very nice. I do really like it. And the AoE would stack as well. Pretty nice with that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can we get some more points from somewhere else, though? That's really the question. I'm not sure. Area effects, I mean, that might be useful. Because if you look at the hammer itself has got so some pretty good stuff on it. It's got single target there and single target there, which is going to give us good sustain. But it's also got some big old AoE here, which has got an 8-second cooldown, which is pretty goddamn chunky. Having the crit cooldown for that, I do think is probably a good idea. So I'm gonna rock with you and go this way, and that will reset it automatically. We need 2 points. We need to regain 2 points. Those I think I'll keep. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. Single target. I need that one. Oh, I could take some out of crit, I guess. I don't want to. We'll go for this. We'll go for this one. We'll take away that. No, we're going to keep that for the sustain, and we're going to get rid of... We're going to get rid of those. We're just going to go that, and then we're going to go movement, With that. There we go. Job done. Finito. I mean, that's kind of cool as well, but I don't have the extra points. There we go. Now, let's sort the inoculator out. Now, I'm not min-maxed by any means. Don't expect this to be a good build. Don't expect this to go particularly well. I've not done any of the gear in accordance with sort of what it should be. A shock aura, I'm not quite sure, as I really feel is... Let's see if we can re-roll that. Nope, never mind. Suppression per hit is okay. Melee damage, crit hit chance. I mean, to be fair, that's actually pretty good rolls. What else can we do here? HP damage reduction, ranged. That's pretty useful. Teleporter? Vulnerability effects may be useful. We don't even have vulnerability on this. Let's change that. Okay, re-rolling's not working. Never mind. What I will do, though, is I will just sort out the appearance of this hammer. Because I'm not putting up with that. Hello? Appearance? Hammer. There we go. Okay, that all looks identical, so let's just change the colour. I'm not having a yellow hammer. Let's go with just a cool silver finish, and we'll go with nice shiny metal. Ah, there we go. A little bit rusty looking. Apply. Perfect. No longer hideous. Let's roll. Remove warp damage. I would, my friend, but I think re-rolling's broken at the mo. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is working, but sneaky surprise buff from personal teleporter is very good. Right, we're going to start off with an easy one, an Alpha Legion hunt. And then we're going to progress up. I actually need to try and remember the abilities on this. But there you go. Try getting the third skill cooldown. That would be a good one to roll, definitely. The AoE cooldown, 30% on that would be very good. Definitely. Definitely. But I'm hopeful that this build will give a good bit of sustain, because it's getting a good amount of life back on single target hits, and when I knock back on knockdown, which a lot of these abilities have, that's going to give me a lot of suppression, which will give me some healing. Krieg, long time no see, my friend. Long time no see. Haven't seen you in the patron chat in a while. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good, my friend. And as you can see, Obi spamming... Oh, look at this. Just... Nope. I want Klosterheim's armor. Have Klosterheim's armor. Boosh. 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 Oh, I mean, it's not doing loads of damage at the moment. As I say, I'm not min-maxed. But, no, that skill needs to change. Oh, I killed him. Rip. So the one I'm not too happy with is this. It's like Smash Brothers when you pull out the hammer and it's ridiculous. And it's missing sound effects, which I think is just adding to the insult. Oh, okay. So the damage is pretty cool. So that's quite satisfying, actually. And that's cool. I mean, granted, this is on an easy difficulty, but hey, it's cool. Oh, I need to change my perks as well. My perks are not geared up for this at all. But hey, this is pretty satisfying, with the sort of minor downside of not having any suppression, but that ability is what a joke. Ah, summer camp. Summer camp indeed. Right, we should be using personal teleporter in these turrets too. Ah, he interrupted me. It's ridiculous. Where is my suppression going? I have no idea where my suppression's going. It's just disappearing. Suppression shield, void shield would be very, very handy for this, I guess. Let's try teleporting in somewhere and... Surprise, arsehole! No, apparently he interrupted me. Wow. That hot BM coming from him. That hot BM. Okay, let's try this again with a bit more feeling. Let's do a dash. Let's do one of these. Jump it. I keep pressing my W key to think that I can actually do, I don't know, do some more exciting abilities and dodges, etc. But I can't, and that sucks. I really need life on kill. More life, please. Oh, the AoE is still super nice. Super nice. Okay, we can kill those, bish bash bosh. I guess we can just single target a load down to heal. It's kind of not doing as much healing as I need. No, okay, let's just smush them all with AoE. Sorry, while I'm just remembering all the buttons. This is a little bit of a mess. I will accept this. Am I not aware how suppression damage is overpowered at max level? I'm not sure what you mean by that, my friend. Enemy suppression damage? Our suppression damage? I find that once you push the difficulty up, things don't even take suppression damage. The bars don't even move. Yeah, passive healing over time's not too bad, but you kind of got to spec into it quite a lot, I find, to really get anything. Right. Lovely jubbly. I mean, that took quite a while, but I will emphasise that I really am just playing like a potato and quite happy chilling here. This is not try-harding by any means. This is just having a little bit of fun. Okay. Self-flagellation is nice in terms of the game. I really need to remember that I actually have a dash on my one ability. This is one of the weapons I never really use that much. But I do really like it. It's pretty funky. Could definitely go for some sort of cooldown abilities on this. And just go for loads of leaps and all of that stuff. The only thing that's making me not like this weapon is the right click. I like the purposeful... Yeah, the right click is just... It's just awful. It just looks... Can't it just be 2 or 3 really big channeled things? Dubs subclass choice matter. Not particularly, my friend, not particularly. It really only impacts the leveling experience. So from that perspective, you can pick pretty much anything you like. It's pretty satisfying doing this. It's very slow and ineffective, but it's pretty satisfying. I think the suppression on knockdown was entirely wasted, because nothing's getting knocked down, it's too easy. I was expecting that to give me lots of health and that all to be useful, but... Oh, I missed one. Rip. We'll go this way first. Certainly would help if I had more physical damage, if I'd min-maxed a little bit for this build. Like, I like the idea of this weapon, actually. The extra little bit of mobility on the one is really nice. It means, you know, you don't necessarily have to go for that assault pack every time. And we should be able to kill that just in time. There we go. And let's try a right click on him. The damage is all right. Come on, teleport. Teleport for England. You can do it. Get some life back. By bopping people. Oh, it's good. I like this. It's good. Yeah, it's... I mean, the single target damage is fine. The AoE is fine. It's all very good. I like it. Definitely could do with actually building into it a little bit. Yeah, definitely. But I'm digging this weapon. I'm digging this weapon. Getting my purge on, Grim, absolutely. I mean, I'm playing a bit like a spanner. I'm just trying a new weapon with this character. I'll try the crafting system again and see if we can actually min-max a little bit, get some relics equipped and make this into more of a thing. Because I'm actually feeling like I'm going to be quite happy playing this weapon the rest of today. And purposefully being a little bit less potato. Thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Thank you very much. And a teleporter. That will be convenient. I like to not use my inoculator too much. And I think Imaginus, it's also a force of habit through using a damage buff inoculator for such a long time, is I've grown used to using the damage as a means to heal as opposed to inoculator. But I should be inoculating more often. As I say, I've been playing the last few weeks using it only as a buff. So I think it's thrown me a little bit. I've not been using it as a healing potion for a long time. Somewhat intentionally. Somewhat just because I found a nice one. But this one does give me... I don't even know what this one gives me. I never even checked. Yeah, the suppression on this really is... there we go. Really is quite something. Definitely need... If I have the perk that makes me immune to suppression damage, if that's the word, I think that's probably a good bet to go for. Lovely. Let's... how big is this dash? Not very, is the answer. Does this heal me? Yeah, it doesn't heal me. That's why I'm not using this. I knew I wasn't using it for a reason. This inoculator doesn't have a heal on it. And I didn't want to log back in my assassin again. Just for the sake of having a heal. What a potato I am. There we go. That damage bonus, though, it's not bad. There we go. Right, we'll see if we can min-max a little bit, make me a little bit less potato. Dual las pistol build. I'll tell you what would work very well with the dual las pistol build. If you get the relic effect that applies random vulnerability on hit, and then you spec into the extra critical hit percent per vulnerability or per debuff within the assassin debuff tree, you could get loads and loads of critical damage in there. Loads and loads. That would be pretty damn swanky. Did they fix the modify bug? Not to my awareness. I will have a try. I will try and see what I can do. So crafting, appearance. Damn, looking good. Right, let's go modify. What do we got here? Warp damage. That could be changed. Warp damage. Boop. There you go. There is no re-rolling to be done. Oh, excuse me while I have a little bit of chest pain here. A little bit of heartburn creeping on. Let's adjust. Don't get old, guys. Don't get old. Right, here we go. Tell you what we'll do. While I'm here, let's have a look and just see if there's some cool new armors. Okay, where did they go? Right, so we got one here. That looks... I mean, colours are awful. That's a little bit better looking. Same one. Now, these aren't relics. Oh, that looks kind of shiny. I like that. That's kind of like the tier up. Pretty cool. That does not look good. That looks better. That looks hideous, but that just looks so much better. We're going to stick with this. Quick test of those. Nah. And... Oh, hello. Where have your shoulders gone? Back to this. Much, much better. Right. Skills. Skills. We can definitely do a few more resets because I'm quite sure that the... well, that's why that didn't do anything. Ripperino. I am going to try and put some points. I mean, we need some more suppression. That is just incredibly useful, so I'm going to put that one back in. That's my phone going off, and I wonder who that is. I'll leave it. I will let it ring through. I'll take the voicemail. Where are we going? We're going hit point tree. We're going down here. We'll get some deflect going on, I think. And we'll go... Oh, I'm missing that as well. Rip, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I spent these points here earlier. It keeps doing this where you spend points and it doesn't, like, save them. That's fine. I'd be tempted to take some of these points out and put them in the hit point tree to give me more synergy there. But for now, I'm just going to put that one in there. Right, lovely jubbly. And perks. Let's see what we got. We're on the critical roll, aren't we? Okay, I think we can do better than this. I think we can do better with this. Is there a melee two-hander for Assassin, or is dual wielding... no, she has lots of two-handers, my friend. She's got the Power Sword, she's got the Cathian Sword, she's got an Arc Sword. She's got quite a few. Right. Let's see what we've got here that we can use. Duration to debuffs. What do you guys think for melee buffs? Now, I don't have all of them unlocked, as you can see. Magazine capacity, obviously not going to be that helpful. HP regen, extra health, worse inoculator, kind of not really okay at all, is it? It's not really okay. most of this... deflect bonus with melee weapons and -2 armor. I mean, I have 17% deflect, so that's kind of okay, I guess. 25. It's not amazing, but I might use that and see if I die incredibly fast, because that might give me some more suppression. Berserk. Okay. Do we have Berserk? I don't think so. I don't think I do. But yes, the one that makes me take less damage would probably be useful. That could be good. Yeah, Berserk could be good. But yeah, let's just to honour you, I'm going to go with Berserk. And let's, I mean, I'm really not putting a lot of thought into this. Damage bonus % equal to deflect. I mean, it's 25, it's not a lot. I think 10% critical hit chance is probably the one to go for here. Let's roll with this. And what do we got here? Movement speed, damage, all of that stuff. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's go and do some more missions. Does Berserk damage bonus work all the time? I didn't read the tooltip entirely, so I'm not 100% sure. Let me just grab my phone. Let's see. Who... I've got a missed call from someone. Who are you, Mr. or Mrs. Mystery Caller? I wonder. Let's put the phone on silent for now. Right, there we go. Now what we'll do is pop that down there. Might have been car related, I guess. Oh, let's go panic room. Go on, let's pump the difficulty up a little bit too. Let's push ourselves, guys. Let's push out of that comfort zone and have a little bit of fun. I'd like to unlock the rest of the perks. I'd really like crisis management for this character, but I've not unlocked it yet, which is so dumb. So dumb of me. Yeah, I believe it's only when below 50% health for Berserk. Ah, Krieg is stalking me. It's a mobile number I don't recognise, and that makes me worry. Boop, there we go. Not many people have my number, you see. Right. Dun, dun, dun. So beautiful. Oh, dashes. Oh, that was beautiful. So much Dakka. Much Dakka. Maybe we can make a Pogo Crusader. Do you guys think that would be a thing? I think a Pogo Crusader based entirely around AoE damage and crit would be absolutely blooming amazing. And that is what I am going to aim to do. Because this jumping ability is pretty fun. I have to be honest right here. That's fun. I like that. So that's what I'm going to build into. We're going to make a Pogo build. A bit like the Assassin Power Blade, but we're going to do a Crusader. And we're going to try and get it from 8 seconds to 2 seconds. The Pogo Sader. Exactly, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Pogo Sader. Now we're going to teleport. And shimmy jump it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't even need heals. I just need faith. My faith is my shield. Faith is not a very effective shield. I hate to break this to anyone that's relying purely on it. There we go. Cleaned out, didn't even break a sweat. Using the armor ability to gain some heals every now and again would also be a good move. Having an assault armor, lol. Oh, what a joke that is. Ah, oh, that is so satisfying. Okay, so now I'm actually getting in the groove a little bit. Getting in the groove, doing lots of damage. Do one of those. Do one of those, do one of those. Can we stop those? Thank you. Charge back in there. Oh, that's really satisfying. I love it. It's just that right click that just looks horrible. I'm sorry, but that is, well, one ability lets this down. Welcome to the Hydra family. Ah. Hail, hail, hail. How's it going? I can hear them attacking the walls. Trying to get in. Smack and smack. There we go. And let's see how much this does in comparison, because this doesn't look as good. Oh, The hitting the floor, however, that looks good. I'd like a hammer with a slightly better effect, because I feel like my hammer could be better. Doing a shock aura when you kill something's kind of okay. Maybe that's why it's doing lots of damage. I'm not entirely sure. Shock's not too bad. That Timmy mallet move is so bad. Right. I mean, I guess it's good burst damage. It just looks stupid. Smoosh. Smoosh. Okay. I'll let those kill the nurglings. What could possibly go wrong? Come on. Time to teleport. There we go. I am very lazily geared. I am very... Hey, it's not lazily geared. I just don't have any gear. Okay, I'll transfer the assassin stuff over. Now you've done it. I'll transfer the assassin stuff over, and then you can watch. And you can watch the amazing power of this build come into play. I mean, we should get another 30% damage just from the physical items alone. Why are people calling me? I'm getting called from everywhere. I think that was my house phone. I didn't even hear it. My headphones just blocked it out. Yeah, you can do Obi. I can send it back afterwards. Like, does the perk even work? Does the perk even work? That's the real question. Oh. Ain't got no heals. Oh, no, I definitely don't have any heals. Rip me. Okay. I'm getting out of here for a sec. Oh. Ah, be gone. Okay, turrets can do it for me. It's fine. Aha. Why do I have a marker there? How interesting. I like the idea of the single target healing with this build. It's just not that really clever to have a single target build for melee. I really feel like AoE is just the way forward. Right. Now you, sir, are about to die. With my ridiculous right-click ability. What a mess. Okay. Take this. Right, time to gear up properly. One-shot PP builds instead of stuff like this. Well, yeah, fair enough, Lazy. Fair enough. What we're going to do is make a build. Right, any text messages? Is that my sister calling? Might be my sister. Ah, yeah, I think it's my sister. I think it's my sister. She wants to know what car I've just bought, because I've just gone and bought a car today. But it's a surprise. I'm going to pick her up in it, and it's going to be a surprise. Right, and there we go. Tick, tick, tick. Makes me sound like I've got money, but it was from an insurance payout. Thanks to someone writing off my old one. Tick, and... 20% chance to deal damage. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's one of the best, to be honest. But does it look good? That's the question. Does it look good? Okay, yeah, it looks all right. That looks all right. Right, quick pop to the assassin. Thoughts on the new event, Lazy? I've talked through a couple times. I'll give you a brief synopsis. I think the event is good. I think the thoughts on the overall one, the overall system of the event is good, what it encourages players to do. The only downside, in my view, is that it highlights the current issues with the game, which are that there's not a lot to do, it's quite repetitive. I'm going to use that, I'm going to use that. Yeah, pretty much everything. Cool. And we're going to pop that. There we go. And now we're going to have an awesome crusader. I really like the event. I do honestly think that it does highlight. Let's go for some destruction amplification as well. It does highlight some of the current issues with the game, which is that the game's highly repetitive, and that's fine. Well, it's not fine at all, really, is it? It's why people are getting bored quite quick. But you know, Could be worse. Could be worse. You rolled an assassin for your first character, and you want to reroll Crusader after watching people play them. Crusader is very rewarding, however, you do have to be prepared to accept that dropping by rarity... Boop, 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 boop. There we go. And you have to be prepared to accept that when you change some of these things, like not having a dodge anymore, it does make the game feel very, very different. Many would say not quite as exciting. My view is that it is much more reactive as an assassin, but there is something about the gameplay of the Crusader that has a certain charm to it, and I think that appeals to 40k fans. Probably not to... maybe not to ARPG fans, more to... But I don't know. I don't really want to... I don't know. Right, so we're going to swap over from single target to area effect. So we're going to go for this one. So if we hit 10 enemies, we get plus 10% damage to the area effect skill, which I think is pretty good. Don't really need that one. Critical hit strength with area effect skills is not bad. Radius of aura is not that useful. Suppression damage is not that useful. Area effect skills... Kills restore suppression points is very good, and that will heal us. Damage to area effect melee skills, that would be nice to have. And what's this? Cone and line skills. Yeah, that one's not too bad there to go for, but I'm going to stick with this at the moment, and we'll see how we do. Because I'm not sure how much damage it will do yet, but we've got a lot of crit, so the aim is that we'll lower the cooldown via the critical hit of it. Although having the max here, every area effect hit reduces the skill's cooldown by 4%. So if you hit 5-6 mobs with that, it's going to reduce the cooldown quite a lot. Right. You know what? I think we actually need this one. I think we need it. We're going to have to do some respecking here, guys. I think we're going to pull some points out of... Oh, I want to keep those. We're going to have to take them out of close combat. Maybe out of movement, but we're going to go for it. I'm going to do a bit of this. Oh dear. We need more. 1, 2, 3, 4 points more. 4 points more. Where can we get them from? We could get them from here. I don't think it'll be enough to lower the cooldown, though. That's my worries. And that I do like to have... Okay, we're going to ditch this one. Well, we're going to ditch both of those. Screw it. We'll maybe keep that. No. We're just going to go for crit. We're going to go outright crit. Why is it not saving my points invested here? How utterly rude. Okay, so we're going to do that one, definitely. And that makes me really want to get that one. 1 hit point for every 10 suppression points regained, because that's going to heal me for 10 health for every enemy that I kill. But I've only got 2 points to spend here. So, what are we going to go for? Health, things, stuff. Oh, guys, there's too much to do. Physical attacks, we can go for that, I guess. That'll do. I don't want to spend all day doing this, but this gear is a little bit more min-maxed, so it should be a little bit more entertaining. We've got crit hit on all of these. We've got physical damage, crit hit again. So our crit hit should be a bit better now. Crit hit strength, melee damage. Where's crit hit chance? 30%. Not too bad, at least. Not too bad. Right, let us go and travel to the next location. Nice, that's some good damage there, Cheeky Beaky. Cheeky Beaky, right. Let's go here. And no. Let's push it. So we need to get some kills with this ability, so we can pogo stick around. That's the plan. We want to make a pogo. Let's go purge. Yeah, purge sounds good. Joan, as I said earlier, I think the best way to find out if you're going to be a player that's going to love this game is just to ask yourself, do you want a 40k game to play? A fairly good 40k game? Or do you want the next Diablo 3 or Path of Exile? Because if you want the former, you have a chance of liking this. If you want the latter, you probably will be disappointed. That is the best I can do. I like the game, I enjoy the game, but I am also one of the people that actually didn't want this to be the next Diablo. Oh, that's so good. Look at the cooldown on it. It's amazing. We've got a pogo, guys. The pogo is real, but we just need... oh, wow. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad at all, is it? Single target damage is not amazing, but I don't even care. Leroy! Come on. There we go. Oh, I missed him. How embarrassing. I think this is probably one of those builds where you don't want to be just killing everything individually. You just want to be clearing big packs. Come on. Oh, stuck in the air. Lol. Haven't seen that bug in a while. Definitely some movement speed would be appreciated. Oh, it's nice. I mean, we could definitely spec into more AoE damage as well with this. Oh, this is actually a purge, isn't it? I just remembered. Actually need... I mean, you've got the turrets here. If you're having problems with single target, you could definitely use the turrets to take them down. Yeah, the cooldown when you're not getting kills is substantially longer. I have PT for movement. You're going to have to refresh my memory as to exactly what PT stands for. There we go. That hurt a little bit. That hurt a little bit. Supply drop inoculator. I've not been lucky enough to have the drop yet, and now that you can't really respec items, that's kind of a problem. Yay! We can still destroy those with that. Nice and easy. That is really, really cool. That is really cool. Personal teleporter. Ah, I see. I don't anymore, my friend. I've got Void Shield. I changed over to a Void Shield to keep the suppression up. I think the Void Shield is just still incredibly strong because it gives you full suppression. So good. You can't currently, because it's broken, modify items, or I can't at least. So that kind of sucks. I'm not sure if it's a... You know, I don't know when it's going to be fixed, but it's currently an issue. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Boosh. I'll have to call my sister back in a bit. Oh, the question is, do I surprise her? Do I surprise her, or do I just tell her what I bought? Right, there we go. Armor for the skin. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not here to actually use abilities. I'm here to just be bad and showcase how cool this looks. I'm pretty much a scrub with this, I will admit. I am a scrub. But it's fine, I'm a scrub having fun. Digital weapon to keep the pogo going 100% of the time. That's a good idea. I think if you had a very densely packed mission, that would work. I think you need an assault pack, really, to have a good pogo. So that's something we can look into, because the... what do you call it? The crits will help regen focus through that mechanic, so that's something. So we could look at the assault pack, perhaps. That might work. Hello, turret. Bye. Love you, bye. Oh, satisfying. Very satisfying. The only non-satisfying thing with this build is when you kind of get and have to walk between people. That's sort of always a bit awkward, I find, with a Crusader with melee, is these awkward moments where you just end up walking from one person to another. Modify's working for you, and maybe if I exit and go back in again, maybe that's my problem at the moment. This is interesting. If Modify's not working for me and only me, maybe we could do a game restart, but I've got some sort of optimized gear at the moment, so I don't think I need to worry too much. And you can see just with the one change of having an item that gives you a massive heal on kill, you don't really need to worry about inoculators anymore. It's just not really a thing. Oh, you are going down to Chinatown. So much crit, much wow. Yes, get wrecked. Get wrecked, nerd. And I would... Oh, my word, they're all the way back there. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. At this point, I really wish they would just run toward me. Asvar, how's it going? Long time, long time. Guess we can leap a little bit to make it a bit quicker. Tiny bit less painful. I like the sound it makes. Sounds a bit like crying. Maybe it's the planet crying because I'm beating it up with my hammer. Yeah. Inoculator dropping supplies is ridiculous. How on earth that even became a mechanic is beyond me. It's ridiculous. Pizza is good. I also have, thank you for the follow, my friend. I also have pizza in the freezer, ready for cooking, and I'm excited about it. Feels good, man. It's a very good 40k game. I'm glad you think so, my friend. I'm glad you think so. I'm always... there we go. There we go. That's one I'd actually quite like. Heck, I don't even need it now because this is so strong. I don't even need it. Don't even break a sweat. Right, and let's go for sort by rarity. Now we can get our free items. Boop. Any mail goods here? Oh, wow. Okay. We'll take some more stuff, I guess. Who was that from? Obi. Oh, thank you, Obi. And some mind resets from Chatman. Thank you very much. That allows me to try some more builds. Do we need to tweak the build at all? I think the crit's working. I think that's working. I think that's working. The only thing I think we need is to have some of this, which looks ridiculous, but I think that will help somewhat. Right, onward. Yo, Doc Dewey, how you doing? Doc, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while. I do feel bad, man. Like, a few weeks ago, we were playing together every day, playing the, Deep Space Rock Galactic thing, whatever it was. And now I barely see you anymore. I apologise, my friend. It's, last few weeks have been mad. I've just, been a little overwhelmed with stuff to do. Still been focusing on getting the videos out. It's just meant that socialising sort of dropped to a zero. So, we need to sort that. How would Neocore handle letting Chaos win? To be fair, I think they would give them a massive buff in the next thing to happen. Oh, hello. Enemies, hi. Boof. That's the only thing I dislike about this build, is just that bit. Oh, there, that's the thing I needed. Ah, lovely. Boosh, bosh. Boosh, bosh, there we go. Very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. And the old, the focus is staying pretty topped up. So that's nice. Can we spam it? Not really, but might as well. Lovely. Right, oh, we've got a thing over here to do while we're here. YouTube fame. No time for the small men. Oh, I wish it was even YouTube fame keeping me busy. It's just sorting life stuff at the moment. Just life. But prioritising the videos, definitely. I've really wanted to try and make sure we get a few out. Not as many as I wanted to, but yeah. I will admit, and I've had a chat with a few content creators at the moment, and everyone kind of feels it's quite actually hard to make videos on Martyr. A few reasons for it. I mean, the lack of skills actually working is a bit of a problem. The lack of balance right now means that the actual builds, there are some, don't get me wrong, there is some variety, but there's not as much as there could or should be. So I think state of the game videos and things like that and discussions will be fairly prevalent, although I do need to do some build videos too. Need to give the Psyker some love, don't we? Need to give the Psyker some love. Oh, don't forget him. There we go. Right, the save mechanisms are lousy. Save mechanisms? I don't know what you mean. I don't think do you mean like a mid-mission save? Or do you mean like the spawn point when you die? Because in a mission-based game, I don't really feel there should be a save function. Yo, Fenrir, how's it going? How's it going? Why does the Psyker need love? The Psyker needs balancing. Because some of the skills are incredibly strong and overpowered, and some of them just aren't particularly competitive. The Psyker is exceptionally strong. The Psyker only needs love in terms of making him more versatile, in my mind. He is incredibly powerful. Yes, it sounds like you're running the pistol build, Yosh. That's why I'm not a big fan of the actual pistol build for Psyker. I think it is it's very cool, it's fine. You basically have 3 buffs and a pistol, and that's how you kill everything, by keeping your buffs up and pressing 2 buttons. But it's so easy to get bored doing that. So easy to get bored. Yeah, so... Oh, Pyro Staff. Okay. So you're buffing yourself and then just spamming the staff instead. Okay. But it's basically the same problem as the pistol build. How much do you enjoy pressing one button repeatedly and every now and again pressing one of the others? Not really as a reaction, just as a, oh, this has run out, we'll put it back on again. Right, there we go, and we'll rock on. Same difference, indeed, same difference. Same problems, that's definitely the thing. Da-da-da, bish bash bosh. Do some of that, bish bash bosh. I'm enjoying this weapon, I have to say. This is quite something. Oh, baby. I want more things to jump on. Nice. Ah, so I think the damage actually goes out more in front of you. Doesn't really, the visual effect is a little bit misleading, I think, as to where actually the damage is. Definitely one of the stronger range crusader builds. Am I the first and foremost a YouTube content creator? I am indeed, Grim. I'm not primarily a streamer. I do stream, and I love streaming. I love talking to you guys, and I find this is a great way that you can actually get to know me a little bit, ask questions about the game, and we can talk about it. So from that sense, I love streaming, because videos are just me collecting my ideas after talking to people, and, you know, it's less interactive. But I wouldn't call myself a streamer. I wouldn't even call myself a content creator. In my eyes, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy, you know, who's misunderstood. We didn't really want the game to be like Diablo 3, but because he mentioned it once, people got triggered. No, but seriously. I'm just someone that talks about the game, and I want to just share it, you know? I want to have a little bit of fun. I wanted to do tutorial and informative stuff for this game, because whenever I look at 40k games, I feel like there's a lot of first impression YouTubers, which is cool, because we need those to show us all the games. But whenever I was looking up guides for the games I wanted, I could never find them, so I was like, feck it, I'll make some. So I quite enjoyed sort of doing informative stuff. And that's how we got here. That's how we got here today. You've heard a lot of good things from the game on crew. Okay. Oh, game on. Right, game on. Right, so you're from Jins's crew. Jinx, or Jins. The old Steve-O from Essex. He's a good lad. And on that note, today's video, which we'll be bashing out in a little bit, I need to get some permission, so it might actually come out tomorrow. But the video this weekend, I want to give something to the content creators of 40k, because I've accumulated the most subs. And this isn't an EP measurement, it's just having made so many videos over 2 years. I've got quite a few subs, and I want some of those to follow some of the good content creators out there, and whoever else that you want to, but I'm going to try. Obi, I'm just talking to Twitch as well. My friend. Not gender fluid boring, confirmed. But yeah, there's a lot of good content creators for this game, and some of them I just think are a bit earlier on in the journey, and if I can give them a bit of a boost, I would love to. So that's what I'm hoping to do with today's video, just give everyone a bit of an introduction to some content creators that I think really need a little bit of attention thrown their way. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. You have both open. Relog. Relog confirmed. Right, we'll get rid of some of this rubbish. There we go. Accept. So we're slowly getting there. I mean, 50 missions? How do you guys feel about that? Because I think it's pretty easy. Not only easy, I think it's not that demanding. You know, 50 missions? 3 hours? 5 hours, maybe? No, probably more than that. Probably depends if you're rushing. Like I'm really taking my time here. This is not rushing Hydra. This is chilled Hydra. This is not in a big rush. This is just, you know, we'll play the game. Let's go for some harder stuff and see how that goes. But I do think you could probably speedrun 3-minute missions. I know 2-minute ones don't count anymore, so let's say if you did a 3-minute mission, that's quite a few per hour. You have to take a bit of time in between to sell gear and stuff, but 3 missions in 1 hour. Yep. Philip, you've seen mixed reviews because the game is mixed. It's a polarizing game for a start, so how good this game is, because it doesn't do the industry norm, is it is largely subjective. There are some things that it depends what you want from this game. And I'll just say this briefly because this is my little motto for today. If you want this to be your next Diablo 3 or Path of Exile, you'll probably be disappointed. If you want a 40k game and you're normally not much of an ARPG player, I think this game nails it. And that's not to say that the game doesn't have a lot of problems, and a lot of the reviews, even taking into consideration the things that the game does well, the game does still deserve mixed reviews in my mind, because some design choices, some decisions and some implementations just need a bit of work. And there's also a lot of bugs, there's a lot of things that don't work, and the game needs a bit of polish. But underneath all of that, I do think it's a very lovable game. And I think it's something, you know, quite cute and cuddly that many people will... Excuse me, will you just die? There we go. Is he going to explode? There he is. Always walk away. Always walk away. At the end of the day, you can decide if you would like this game or not by reading the reviews, by looking at gameplay. If anyone tells you what to think of this game, just ignore them. Listen to what's in the game. Listen to what the state of the game and make your own mind up. Because at the end of the day, I hate that expression. There are loads of people that love this game and there are loads of people that really dislike it. And then there's plenty in the middle. And you have to figure out yourself what one of the categories you're going to fall into. So good luck, basically. Good luck. Right, we done? We cool? But there's definitely people that feel that this is worth every single penny. They support the developer vision, but more importantly, they enjoy the current product. And there's also people that feel like it was just overcharged, not worth the money, and all of those things in the middle. Some people feel like the developers have just wasted all the money and run away to Nigeria and they're not even working on it anymore, despite the patches coming out every week. The reviews, the views are very mixed. And then you've also got to throw into the equation the fact that a lot of people just want different things from this. Like, a lot of people haven't looked at the advertising. I'd say a lot. Some people, sorry, haven't looked at the advertising quite clearly, bought the game, and then complained that it wasn't the game that they wanted. And, you know, that's fair enough, because feedback is feedback, and what an audience wants is still useful to a developer to know. But there's certainly a lot of people that are very disappointed because the game doesn't deliver stuff that it doesn't want to deliver, if that makes sense. For example, guys, we're going to say the word one more time. The game is nothing like Diablo 3. If you're a Diablo 3 player, if you've been introduced to Diablo 3 briefly at a friend's house while a little bit drunk and playing at a party, yeah, sure, this game's a lot like Diablo 3, but it's nothing like Diablo 3 if you've really played Diablo 3. And complaining it's not like Diablo 3, I get why you would do that. The game doesn't want to be Diablo 3. So there you go. There you go. That's just a little spiel. I feel like I could copy and paste that one. Feel like I could copy and paste. Dual wield bolter pistol, dual wield melter bolter pistol. Hang on. I think dual wielding is cool. Lady Attis, how's it going? Worthwhile game since it's different enough from other ARPGs. That's very true. But again, that all comes back to the point, doesn't it? Of, do you want a normal or a different ARPG. Because if you want an ARPG that's similar to all the others, this will not make you happy because it's a different one. If you want something different, this will make you happy, you know? So it just depends. Some of the reviews on Steam are just basically what people want and the fact that it's not what they want. That's true. Going back to the pistols, the game wants to be fabulous. I think it does. The game has some big ambitions. Let's be real. The game has some big ambitions. And I do think it will get there, and I do think it needs time, and it does have problems. But I do think underneath it all is a cool concept that, given months of adjustment, I think will be very good. Maybe even a major expansion in a year's time before the game really kicks off. But I do think there'll be a sufficient player quantity and player base in the meantime for Neocore to feel like it's a success. Pistols, sorry, I will answer your question and stop diverting from it. I keep teasing you with a 10-second answer and changing. Pistols are completely viable. Melter, Bolter, I think pretty much all of them are viable. Some are better than others, but it just depends on how you build them. I think every weapon is somewhat viable. There's just some that's like stronger than others, and some of the enchants work better with some compared to others. But yeah, I think in terms of viability for weapons, everything's viable. I mean, it's just a case of if you want to be really brokenly strong or if you're happy being fairly good. Right. Spend like 80 hours with the game in beta, your main problem with the game, and you watch, you play in the last 5 minutes, kill, loot box, repeat. Yeah, I mean, that's ARPGs though, isn't it? It's just how you kill, what loot boxes you get, and how repetitive it is. But that's all you're going to do in an ARPG. I might have misunderstood what you said, but I do agree that the game has some pretty big issues in terms of what you kill, how you kill it, and how often you repeat it. I think that is the areas it needs to sort of focus on. Sort of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and all of those flashy things. So map diversity, combat complexity, all of those things are things I hope, and I really, really hope that the game seeks to improve on. But at the end of it, I'm saying it again, I hate myself. At the end of the day, I think that it is something we'll be stuck doing. But will it ever get to the point to please everyone? No. I think it's safe to say, just by the unique direction of this game, it will not ever be, you know, universally accepted. There'll always be some resistance. And let's face it, Neocore aren't a bad studio, but they also clearly have some issues with bugs and dealing with bugs promptly. So I think the game is always maybe going to be haunted to a degree by that. I'm hopeful if the game's been successful enough that they're going to invest into stuff like that. I don't think no, I don't think Red Thirst works yet. I'm hopeful that they will invest. I know they're using their own engine. I know the game is written in Hungarian code, where obviously the code is the same, but the words within it that are used will be Hungarian. So it's not exactly easy to just pick up someone tomorrow and get a new bug fixer. But I think if they're going to do anything, they need to invest in that side of things, because the speed and rate in which they're dealing with bugs now is kind of all right, but they're backtracking. Sorry, they're not backtracking. They've got a backlog of bugs to fix. And it's almost as if by the time the next content patch comes, sometimes there's more bugs than there was before, and the old ones are never really fixed or resurface a lot. So this is a problem that they've got. They are haunted by bugs at the moment. It's an issue. They do fix them, but the problem is that many come back. So a lot of the bugs at the moment in the game are skills that were working at one point. Oh, let's not use all of my health. So yes, all confusing, all confusing. But, you know, I do like Neocore. I have mad respect for them, because at the end I can't make a game, so... And that's, I guess, not a way to say that, oh, you're amazing because I can't make a game and you can. That's like a builder might build a house terribly and you can't build a house, so you say that they're amazing. Like, the game has problems, it has flaws, but I'm still impressed with them and their vision and the balls of simply be willing to do something that's so damn different that it triggers people just because of how different it is. I think to be able to stand up and be like, you know what, screw doing things normally, we're going to do this instead. It's something commendable. A lot of people would say it's just outright foolishness, and many people have. Lots of people on the forums saying that they don't know how to make an ARPG, which is sad. I think it's fairly obvious the reality is they just want to try and make a different type of ARPG. The fact people don't get what they want doesn't mean that the developers aren't acknowledging it. It just means that they have a different vision. Boosh. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Okay. One sec. We got some good chat messages coming in. Whoa, let's get some distance. Let's get this warp gate killed and then we'll catch up. A missed opportunity. Well, I think it's too early to say it's a miss. Well, okay, the game could be better, definitely. I mean, I think they've pushed themselves to the limit. So the only thing they could have done is had more time. I mean, that primarily involves budgets and stuff like that. Maybe they could have managed resources better and made some more efficient decisions, but is this the best they could have done? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe some design choices could have been changed. It could have saved some time. Hindsight, you know. I don't know. Yeah, the bugs, I mean, you're right, Brian. The bugs, for many, I would say, are fairly unforgivable. If you want to have a grudge against Neocore because the amount of bugs, I've got nothing against you there. I get salty most days when I'm trying to make videos, and I can't on builds because nothing works. Now, what is going to keep Neocore pulling what Relic did for DO3 and abandoning all planned content for financial reasons if the game doesn't sell to their expectations? Well, Grandreg, I think it's a very different kettle of fish here. You're talking about a team of 50 Hungarians, and I'm not sure how big the team was that worked on Dawn of War 3, but I'm pretty sure it was a damn sight bigger. Profit margins would be very, very different. The game numbers that Dawn of War 3 needed, very different to this, in order to make it profitable. I don't know the budgets. Obviously, I can only speculate, but I do think that even with a player base of 3,000, Neocore are probably fairly happy to have the sales they have. They probably want more. This is their big moment where they're really pushing themselves as a studio. So yeah, they probably want more, but the game's not even been on sale yet. There's still a lot of people on the fence because it's so expensive. There's still a lot of people on the fence because of the mixed reviews. I would say Neocore can't afford to ditch it because it was not financially viable, because I think if they've made a loss on this, then the studio's probably dead. They've invested everything into this, as far as I'm aware anyway. This is their big moment. And I think if they let it flop, it will stain them. And I think, and I might be wrong, there are enough people right now to still support this game. I do believe that. Even with 3,000 people playing at the moment, once the war zone opens, I wouldn't be surprised if we go up to 5,000 again. Is that enough? I mean, I'm only guessing, but what I'm trying to say is the goalposts are different for the two games. Like, if Total War Warhammer's budget compared to this was just very, very different. You know, the studio size, all of that. Therefore, the amount of players they need to make it profitable are different. That's all I'm saying. It's worth the $50 to some. Absolutely, Fenrir. It's quite expensive. It's quite expensive. In the UK, it's cheaper, and I've never really understood this. In the States, it is considerably more expensive. Something like $60, I think, for you guys. For us, it's 30 British pounds, which is not that bad. I mean, that's why I've often argued I didn't really feel that it was overpriced for the UK, at least, because $30 for this, I feel is reasonable. If it was $50, which I think is more like £42, £43, yeah, I'd probably have a little bit of beef with that, and I'd have some reservations. It's a lot of money to spend for a game. It is indeed. Would it have put me off? Possibly. $80 in New Zealand. Hot damn. Oh, that's a very interesting concept, Asva. But yeah, I don't think that this will go the same way. I mean, there's already... The season concepts are all there. They've already made the next two factions. I think at minimum, worst case scenario, if this game went terribly and tanked in terms of sales, you're still going to get a year of content because the majority of it has already been made.
The thing is, though, is no one really knows what the sales targets were and what the budget is and if they've made a profit. Like, you know, unless you look up their tax return, I don't know if that's even public in Hungary, is it? If you can look up a company's tax returns, I'm not sure. Next two factions are, cover your ears, guys, if you don't want spoilers. Jump! Never mind. Next two factions, cover your ears, are Night Lords and Dark Elder. I'm 100% sure of Dark Elder. Night Lords were the next faction, but they seem to not mention them once. I'm not sure if that was just a mistake. No, Orcs are not going to be within the first year. After then, it's going to be Khorne. So the next Chaos faction, I don't know if it's going to be Khorne Demons, but Khorne are going to be worked into the narrative. I already know some plot twists for the Khorne. I know how they're going to be worked in. I'm not going to tell you, though, because I don't want to spoil it. I had a little chat with Victor over a few pints, and it sounds cool. Sounds really cool. They're going to be very, very relevant to the game and explain a lot. And I kind of know who's next-ish, but I'm not going to tell you. Because you want some surprises, you know? But yeah, they do want to include all the others, and they've... Pretty much all of the major factions, like, we've already heard them say, like, Orcs, yeah, they want to include Orcs, yeah, Tyranids, yeah, they want to include, like, probably they'll go for the Gene Stealer cult, I would imagine. It'll just be easier to implement. They want to include all of it, because you go around their office, they have a lot of 40k fans in there. You look at their office and it's just full of 40k bits and bobs. A lot of people seem to question how much they like 40k. They love it. You only have to go around the office and look at their desks, and they decorate their desks how they like, and it's just 40k stuff everywhere. Do you know if they plan to expand the toons we can play in the future? Do you mean more classes? Do you mean the classes? You've confused me here. If you mean the classes, there are no plans at the moment. Gene Stealers, that's right. Stealing your Billy Jeans. Let's do one of these. There we go. More classes, there are no current plans. So if there is one, it won't be in the first year. There will be 3 seasons at least, maybe with a major DLC. I would be surprised, given how long the Psyker took them to make. Unfortunately, when I've had a chat with them, the longest thing and the hardest thing they've made for the game is the Psyker. And it was basically like a major time sink or problem for them in terms of how long it took. It set back development quite a lot. So to suddenly pull out a class, I wouldn't be surprised. I do think the game could do with some more classes, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if instead they focus on expanding the current classes. I might be wrong. More stash space. It's definitely a thing. Could definitely be a thing. Oh, that was a bad jump. That was bad and I should feel bad. Lovely. Bish bash bosh. Right. Let's use a void shield here. Oh, the damage is good. Do no head smash. Do one of those. Do some of that. And we've got an inoculator too. We're rocking the inoculator. It's amazing. There we go. Beautiful. Smack. Oh, magical. Magical, magical. There we go. I know a lot of people, Pauline, do like the Psyker's customization. I'm actually against them adding it to the other classes because it's actually the reason I dislike the Psyker and like the other classes. I actually prefer their systems. And a lot of people would say I'm fanboying the developers here and sucking up to them, but I actually do prefer it because I find the amount of build and optimization options I feel I have is actually greater. It's a weird thing. I know it's weird. It probably doesn't make much sense to a lot of people, but let's have a little chat now, guys. In the chat, what do you guys think? I mean, is the interchangeable skill system something that's put you off of the classes? Or do you actually find that the skill system is something that you've really grown to love? I think there's maybe a room for a hybrid. Maybe. I don't know. I'm only going off of personal preferences here. But I see the advantages and disadvantages of both, and I quite like it the way it is. It's not for everyone, and I think that you know, I've got to acknowledge, and you've got to be totally fair. Like, if you don't like it, fair enough. You don't have to like it. Totally understand that. It's fun playing around with different skills. I just don't see how they're ever going to do it now that they've grounded in such a system like this. So much bashing. There we go. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, digital weapons, lovely jubbly. Could definitely use the digi weapons. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a balancing issue at the moment, that the Psyker's concept is really cool, but the execution's lacking because of the balance problems. It sort of makes the class seem less interesting than it should be. You know, we should be creating really cool build variants and weird, janky combinations with something like that, but right now it's just kind of not happening. Because Pyromancy is so good, and Hemorrhage is still pretty viable too, and all of those things. More skills from items. Trouble is with controller, there's no more buttons. I think, if anything, what they need to try to make things feel more varied on the weapon-based classes is to get the dual weapon system working. Like, for me, it's a big flaw of the system that I've spent all of my points currently speccing into this, making this build work for this weapon. Yeah, I've made a pogo weapon, it's awesome, I love it. And now, even if I have an offhand, why would I use it? I've specced into this so much, you know? For me, that's a big problem this game has, is that they've gone for the dual weapon mechanic to try and provide variety, and yet they've provided a skill system that makes it less efficient to use the dual weapon system. You can build for two weapons simultaneously, don't get me wrong. You could also carry a shield if you wanted to have the extra tankiness available. That's totally doable. But I don't think it's very convenient given the current situation and sort of such. Let's just see what the time is. It's nearly 6 o'clock, which means I need to go do some washing up, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the doghouse. The kitchen is a bit of a mess. So, we've managed to get a good 2 hours and 2.25 hours. It's not been as long as I'd liked. I would have liked a good 4-hour session today. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock for you. Yeah, I know. Girlfriend's coming home from work. I've got to cook tea. I've got to do some washing up. All the bits need to be done. You know, put the hoover around, get in the good books. We all know what that gets you. And we'll go from there. So, guys, it's been really nice seeing you. Been nice chatting. Nice hanging out, talking about the game. Massive shout out to anyone that's been helping me with spamming all of the stuff in the chat. That's been, thank you there to speak of the devil. Thank you very much, Obi. Really, really nice chatting with you all. And I hope to see you again soon. Remember, video hopefully tonight. I'm actually thinking with how late it is now, probably tomorrow, going through some of the other streamers I'd recommend for you. So there you go. And yeah, good luck to England in the footy tomorrow. Toodaloo, guys.